Hello. So we're moving on to step 4 and 5 of the meal planner. And I want to go back a little bit to the brainstorming part. I forgot to talk about if you're trying to add more plant-based meals to your schedule, to your week, what you want to do if you're trying to figure out what those are, you can take an inventory item. Say you have sweet potatoes. You could put in your Google search plant-based sweet potato recipes. Boom, you'll have so many will come up. Lots of great ideas, and you can use your inventory list to maybe experiment with some substitutions. Or another thing is what happened to me when I first started trying to cook, because I didn't start out liking cooking or having any clue about food or cooking. It hung me up from cooking. If I didn't have something in a recipe, I just thought like I couldn't do it. My mind was so stuck on the fact that I had to have every single thing in the recipe. It's not true. Once I started experimenting, and if I didn't have a certain spice, I went forward with the recipe, and it still came out fine. You know, it was just like a big revelation for me. Like, oh, I didn't have cumin, and I used salt and pepper or some other spices I had to sub out, and the recipe still tasted good or great even. So just keep that in mind. Try not to get too hung up on the fact that you don't have every single thing that the recipe suggests. So I just wanted to kind of back up a little bit and talk about that whole brainstorming part. I thought those were two important things. If you're trying to do more plant-based, put that in your Google search. You're going to see so many recipes come up. And again, don't be afraid to substitute, or just leave something out. If it's an exotic spice in this recipe that you find you really have everything else and just leave it out. It's no big deal. And that's part of saving money, because think about, you see a recipe, it has this spice or exotic thing or that you don't have in stock, and then you adding that to your shopping list. I don't know, if you do have the extra cash and you want to give it a try, go for it. But if you're trying to save money, don't feel like you have to buy all sorts of exotic spices and extra ingredients. Just give it a try, omitting those or making substitutions. Okay, moving forward to step 4 and 5. So once you find your recipes, once you've listed on your calendar what you are going to have for the week, now you're going to go to the shopping list. So you're going to fill it, you're going to go through your recipes, you're going to print them out or save them onto your iPad or your phone or however electronically you want to save them, and go through the recipes just to review what ingredients, like I talked about, that you don't have that you absolutely need to pull this recipe off. So you're going to start there. So you're going to have your shopping list, which is at the back of the guide. I also have it separately in the pantry. It's a one-page shopping list separated into categories. So you can start filling in your shopping list with the missing pieces from your recipe. And at the same time, step 4 is a part of building up a recipe resource. So do you like holding paper? Do you like an actual printed recipe collection, or do you want to save it electronically? So that's something that, especially recipes you find that you like, you want to be able to access them quickly. So whatever works for you, whether it's paper, you have even if it's just a file folder of your recipes that you like, make little notes on what you substituted, so that you start making this whole process easier moving forward. You're going to pull out your favorites and always be adding new fun things to your meal plans. So, and we're just gonna, I talked about, that was step 4. Step 5 is that shopping list guide. Again, it's just a guide. You can just use a piece of paper. It's kind of nice to, as you're going through the grocery store, categorize, having like, the refrigerated, the freezer. So as you're moving through the grocery store, you're like, oh, I'm in the freezer section, what do I need? I'm in the, refrigerated produce section, what do I need? So those 2 steps, 4 and 5, really moving on, kind of closing up, and it seems like a lot of steps, but this is pretty much just going through the process so your mind starts working, and eventually this will become a faster process for you. Or like I said yesterday or the last video, you might only use a couple tips in this guide. It's great, whatever works for you. We're all different. We're all at different levels too of where we are as far as our meal planning goes, and cooking too, and our level of wanting to experiment, and our level of wanting to experiment. And basically what I'm trying to say is we're all at different places in our food journey, I guess I will call it that, in cooking. So I'm gonna wrap it up, and tomorrow, or the next video I should say, we'll just kind of recap it and talk about bringing some fun into your meal prep and planning. And just the whole point is to have fun, right, in life, and make this whole, everything that you, whatever you can make more fun, make it more fun. Especially, again, like we talked about in the first couple of videos, making something you have to do, pairing it with something you like to do, or bringing some fun into it just makes everything better, obviously. So I'm going to close that out quickly so you can get on with your day, and again, hope to hear from you, maybe some hellos, or let me know what you're doing, if you're doing it, or just say hi. So talk to you soon. Bye. Have a good day, everybody.